I have always been singing. My earliest memory of just trying to sing, at least, was my mom didn't give me a binky as like a kid. She just kind of allowed me to cry until I cried myself out and I cried myself to sleep. So I developed wonderful lungs just from screaming my head off for seemingly maybe like the first 8 years of my life. I was that kid. Auli'i is pronounced ow, like you stub your toe. Lee, like Bruce Lee. Add another E. 3 syllables, Auli'i, that means dainty, exquisite, and perfect. And I'm still trying to live up to that name. Thanks, Mom. But I've always been singing and I've always had a love for just putting on plays in my living room. Moana was my first job. Moana was my first time to Burbank, California, my first time in like a studio like that. I had a lot of firsts. I was the last girl on the last day of casting for Moana. I remember before starting the project, I was really wary of it. I go to an all-Hawaiian school where we learn the language, we learn the culture. I have hula lessons and just, I'm very deeply connected to my culture, and to have a Polynesian princess was fantastic. Moana was put together by an oceanic story trust of different individuals from across Polynesia, of fishermen and of storytellers and elders that really made sure that the heart of Moana was just so full of passion, and I really wanted to make sure that it was done right. And it was. Because I started off with singing, I think it's a lot easier for me to internalize my emotions, and I know, for instance, with my characters, how I want them to feel. And I read the script over and over and over, and I get really into myself. And so for voice acting, that's perfect. I know how I want to add a lilt to my voice, and I know how to make someone sound so sad, and like all these different things. But at the same time, I don't know what to do physically with, my face, and with even like a slight tremble of the hand means something. So getting out of my head and getting into a physical space with painting really helps de-stress and just kind of put me in a different mind space. I'm really grateful for what Moana has brought to the world. I grew up with Disney films. I grew up specifically loving Mulan and how she broke gender norms. I didn't realize it at the time, but she was inspiring a whole new generation, my generation. And as I see Moana and how, I still hear people singing the songs. So the fact that she's inspired people is amazing, but the fact that now little girls and even little boys are looking up to me and saying, wow, she's pretty cool. That's so crazy to me. And I'm surprised that people recognize my face from Moana, because it was my voice. I lent my voice to a character who I loved, who I did press for, but also I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this and they're gonna kind of forget about me. It's like, well, it's gotten me this far. Fantastic, it was a great experience. And then Rise is happening, and now people are gonna recognize my punum, my face. Rise is an awesome show about a small town and one beautiful teacher who galvanizes it in theater and allows the students as well as the teachers and parents to be inspired by something that is bigger than them. I wasn't familiar with Jason Tatum's work. I grew up without television. I still don't have a television. I'm well-read but not well-watched. So I remember just being so deeply connected to the script itself and to Lilette, my character, as well. She also has a really interesting relationship with her mother. Their relationship is sometimes a power play of who's really the adult, but I also really appreciate that, it's a single mother raising her daughter, and I relate to that 100%. It's the two of them against the world. I'm blessed with a wonderful mother who inspired me and who really wanted me to pursue my passions. So I moved from Hawaii, where I grew up my entire life, to New York City for Rise. Very different. New York is an amazing melting pot of different ethnicities and cultures and food. Oh my gosh, there's so many different types of food. I've tried Thai food and Vietnamese food, and there are so many different bakeries that are, maybe it's not as pretty as Hawaii. I can't say that it is, but it's also very awe-inspiring. And I feel like that was just exactly what I needed. And so I suppose I'm really just trying to figure out like myself in this industry, which is tough to do. I think I'm in that place of, in that age of just all kinds of things coming out at once, of really wanting to know what it is that makes me happy, and then being a senior in high school and putting together college applications and saying, okay, no biggie, I'm just gonna try and figure out what I want to do for the rest of my life. It's like hormonal acne that I get pissed about, and then I get more hormonal acne. It's realizing that boy's cute, that girl's gorgeous, and like, what? And it's just a lot of emotions everywhere. So I wake up like in awe every day that I am like in New York City, like filming an NBC show. My life is so much bigger than I ever expected it to be.